Happiness is like a cat. If you chase it, it runs away. Maybe you've had that experience with a cat. Maybe you're having that experience with happiness, where you keep going after it, but you're never able to get it. With cats, we've learned that there's things you can do to encourage them to come to you, and you let them do it. And happiness can work the same way. Let's explain.
Yeah, so with cats, we learned to get our cats to come to us. There are important things that we could do to help them feel happy and safe in coming our direction. Getting down on the ground on their level, holding out our hands, mostly just sitting there and waiting. We can also do like a slow blink.
It's like this.
Which, yeah, it's like blinking that slow, it says, hey, I'm safe to the cat. I mean, that's one nice way to get a cat to come to you. So
if I slow blink, do you come to me? Like, subscribe, I'm slow blinking. No, this really works. But I was at a friend's house a few months ago, and they had this cat, and they said, this cat will probably never see our cat. Our cat doesn't like strangers. Our cat has never come to anyone but us. And the cat started showing his face, and I got down, I put my hand out, I tried not to stare at the cat too much, I just kind of did what I was doing so the cat would be curious and coming to me. When I ever did look at the cat and made eye contact, I'd do the slow blink. And by the end of the night, that cat was coming to me and letting me pet him, and these people were like, what? That's crazy! How did you do that? You must be amazing, but I'm not amazing. I just watched Jackson Galaxy, and I learned the principles involved to encourage a cat to come to me. And I was patient, and I was okay if the cat didn't come to me. And that's kind of like how happiness works. If you know the principles that helps happiness come to you, and you're patient, then happiness will come to you in its own time. And it's okay to just let that happen. I found this great article called Let Joy Find You. We'll link it in the description below.
He said, we don't chase happiness, it's something we cultivate, and then it can emerge as a natural consequence of living well. When we notice ourselves having thoughts of, I'll be happy when, we're usually setting ourselves up for disappointment. So he said a better pursuit is what the Greeks called eudaimonia, or the life well lived.
One thing you'll find is that with eudaimonia, that word is almost always associated with another Greek word, which is arete. And we love arete. Arete is a big word around here. Arete is translated as virtue, often in English. It also can be translated excellence, not just excellence, excellence in all things. So one way to look at this is that if you have arete, if you're living with arete, living with virtue, with excellence in all things, you're living the life well lived. You're living eudaimonia. And you make excellence your goal. You make virtue your goal instead of making happiness your goal, and just let happiness show up when it wants to. So we're all about pursuing virtue, pursuing arete, not pursuing happiness. Then happiness will show up when it wants to, like the cat.
So our family has been developing these different virtues over the course of a year. Each year is divided up into 13 categories of virtue. And so it makes it nice because it gives you like a month to just work on one at a time. We've seen huge changes in ourselves as a family. Typical household, there can be a lot of arguments and stress, feelings of inadequacy and things like that.
But once we started just practicing these 13 virtues, we don't need rules anymore. The kids resolving their own problems between themselves. It's really amazing. We just do the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like anyone can attract a cat, and it's somewhere like anyone can do virtue. You just gotta know what it is and how it works.
Right.
Like there's a lot of systems out there that kind of hit on one aspect, different experts that kind of like hit on like one thing that they do really well. With this 13 seasons approach, everything is covered. And I've been using these same virtues as a high school teacher, and it's done wonders. And so many teenagers were giving me feedback about how learning virtue during COVID over a webcam class was like the thing that got them through it. And people would be in my class because they wanted to experience the light of virtue, not so much because they even cared about my subject matter. And so we want to share this with more people now. We've created a website. It's linked below, the 13 Seasons website, and we want to see you there, right? You can go there and read more of the story about how this all came to be, and you can also read what the 13 virtues are and when we practice them, and you can get all the details when you get there. As you go around the website, though, you'll notice that there's certain pages that are all ready to go and they're awesome. And we've put a lot of work into them, and I really feel like they're really gonna help people. They're really gonna help you. But we also have a lot of other pages that aren't done yet. And when you click on them, you'll see this little logo. It looks like this. And when you see that, that page is still, in progress. And what would help us a lot to finish this is if people would like this video, subscribe to this channel, and also go on Patreon, which will also link in the description below, and throw some support on Patreon our way, because that will free up our time to be able to get this site done. Because right now, only 2 of the virtues are complete on there, and the other 11 need it. But it's a lot of work. It can take it takes a long time to get each virtue ready with all the resources we have on there. So please check out our site, see if it's helpful to you, and if it is helpful to you, go to Patreon. As little as $3 can helps a ton.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe so you make sure to see that video. Hit the bell.
All the things.
You watched YouTube
Everybody.
before. You know how this works.
Yep. Bye.
Happiness is like a chat.
Chat is cat
Happiness
in
is
French.
like a French cat.